listenaminute.com. Crime. Why do we have crime? When will it all stop? It's sad that there is so much crime in our society. It hurts so many people. Most people in the world just want to live happily and be good neighbours. Why do some people turn to crime? Money is a big reason. Many criminals pickpocket, steal, kidnap, or even kill people to get money. There are many terrible crimes in the world. Perhaps the worst is ethnic cleansing. This is a crime against humanity. Many people are killed because of their colour or religion. People who commit this crime rarely go to prison. Have you ever been a victim of crime? What do you think we need to do to reduce crime rates? Perhaps you should write to your government.
Track 38. 1.
Hey, Tony, where are you going?
I'm just going over to the sports centre.
Oh, really? I've never been there. Where is it?
Oh, it's not far. Go down the path on the left and the sports centre is on the other side of the wood. 2.
Excuse me, Susie, could you help me?
Yes, of course. What is it?
I've got a lecture in the law school next. Could you tell me where the lecture theatre is?
Oh, yes, that's easy. The law lecture theatre's on the first floor.
3.
It's a lovely campus, isn't it? The lake's so pretty. What's that building on the other side?
Oh, that's the business school.
So, how do you get there?
You just follow the footpath round the lake. 4.
Hi, Susie. Are you going to the theatre by any chance?
Well, I'm not going there, but I can tell you where it is. Look over there. That's the theatre, just across the green.
Oh, OK. Thanks a lot. See you later.
5.
Tony, I have got to go into the city centre. Where can I get the bus?
Well, the nearest bus stop is just across the road from the Student Union building. 6.
Hey, Susie, can you tell me where the bank is? I want to get some cash out. I've just realised I still owe you £10.
Oh, OK. Go along to the end of the path until you get to the shop on the corner. Turn left and the bank's right next door.
How's it going? What do you think of the campus?
I think it's all fantastic. Have you been to the coffee shop and the library yet?
No, I haven't. Where is it?
It's on the ground floor. You know, you can have a break without actually leaving the library. It's really great to meet your friends there.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. And it means you've got somewhere to chat without upsetting people who want to study. I can't concentrate when other people are talking. I usually go upstairs to work in the silent zone, on the first floor.
Oh, do you? Is it difficult to study at home then? Where do you live?
I'm living in a hall of residence on campus.
Oh, right. It must be tough trying to study in your room.
Yeah, it's pretty noisy, especially at the weekends. Are you living on campus too?
Yes, I'm on campus, but there are only 4 people in our house, so it tends to be a bit quieter. It's at the end of the footpath, not far from the sports centre.
Oh, right. I know where you mean. I play football on the pitch next to the sports centre. I spend quite a lot of time around there.
Well, next time you're in that part, let me know. You can come round for coffee.
Track 40.
Hello, are you new? I haven't seen you around before.
Hi, yeah, I just arrived. To tell you the truth, I'm a bit lost. I saw on the university website that there are lots of the different food outlets on campus, but I don't know where to find them.
Oh, no problem. I can tell you all about them. There really are lots of places to eat on campus. To start with, there's the old college dining room. You can have hot meals 3 times a day there. If you want to start the day with a hot breakfast, that's the place to go.
Okay, so whereabouts is that?
It's next to the theatre, just between the bus stop and the shops. But if you're more into fast food, like burgers or Chinese stir-fry or fried chicken, there's a huge fast food hall in the middle of the campus.
Is that the big building between the Students' Union building and the shops?
Yeah, that's right. It's a great place to meet your friends. There's always music and plenty of chat.
Sounds like my kind of place.
But if you just want a quiet place to have a coffee and a pastry, there's a snack bar by the lake. It has Wi-Fi and an internet cafe, and it has a spectacular view over the lake.
Well, thank you very much. Can I invite you?
Track 41. Section 1. You will hear a conversation between 2 students. One of them is explaining to the other how to use the university library. First, in the exam, you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 1 to 4. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4. Excuse me, Lily. Could you help me? You know, we've got an essay to write about eating customs across the world.
Yeah, we have to borrow some books, don't we?
Yes, but I missed the library training. Do you think you could show me how to find the books and how to take them out?
Sure, no problem. Shall I tell you about the different parts of the library first?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay then. Let's look at the plan of the library. Here, you can see the main door on the north side that leads into the lobby. In the middle of the building, there's a big open PC zone. The lift and stairs are on the left as you go in, and on the other side of the building, there's the library cafe. That part of the library is pretty sociable. It's a good place to study with friends.
I really prefer to study alone. Is there anywhere in the library I can go?
Oh, if you like studying in a quiet place, it's better to go upstairs to the silent zone. As you come out of the lift or up the stairs, you'll see a section on your right facing north which is closed off. That's the silent zone. On the other side, facing south, are the bookshelves with all the cookbooks and all...
Before you hear the next part of the conversation, in the exam, you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 5 to 7. Track 42. Listen carefully and answer questions 5 to 7. Now, can you show me how to find a book?
Well, the library's very big, and the books on food could be under cookery, or they could be in history, or even entertainment. So the first thing to do is to look it up in the online catalogue.
Where do I do that?
It's easy. There are lots of computers in the library for that.
Okay, I see.
Right, you look up the title first. When you found the book, you'll see it has a class mark next to it. The class mark is 1 or 2 letters and a number. Make a note of the class mark. Then look it up on the plan of the library. The plan shows you exactly what section of the library the books are actually kept in.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, in the exam, you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 8 to 10. Track 43. Listen carefully and answer questions 8 to 10. Thank you very much, Lily. So how do I borrow a book?
That's simple too. When you go to the library, you'll have to take your student ID card. When you want to borrow a book, you take it downstairs to the scanner. Then, scan your ID card first. Next, open the book and slide it under the scanner until it makes a sound, a short beep. And that's all you have to do. Oh, sorry, I forgot. At the end, the system prints out a ticket. It's a good idea to keep it for a while, just in case you have a problem with your loan.
Thanks again, Lily. You've been really kind. That is the end of section 1. In the exam, you will have half a minute to check your answers. Track 46.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me to talk to you today. I like speaking to students, especially when there's a chance of making their lives a bit safer. Just to start, does anyone know what the most common crime is? No? Well, theft is the most common crime in the UK. There are various kinds of theft. For instance, robbery. When a thief takes something away from someone personally, like when you're walking in the street and someone grabs your handbag or your mobile and runs away, that's robbery. Another form of theft is burglary, when a thief breaks into your house and steals your property. OK, now I'd like to go on to talk about safety on holiday. You probably know that when you're on holiday abroad, you're in much more danger of being robbed. This is because you probably don't know the country very well. For example, you might not realise that you're in a dangerous area. One of the things you can do to protect yourself is to keep your passport and money in the safe in the hotel. You can always go back and get them if you need them. Another thing you can do is take an old mobile with you on holiday. These new smartphones are very popular with thieves all over the world. It's safer just to take an old one.
Track 47.
Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer and I work for Campus Security. Welcome to this very short talk about emergency phone numbers. To start with, you need to know that emergency numbers aren't the same in every country. As we're in Britain at the moment, it's important to know that the emergency number is 999, so you'll need to remember this. Those of you who've been to the United States will know that the emergency number is 911, slightly different. But in Australia, the emergency number is completely different. It's 000. In Germany, the emergency number is the same as the rest of Europe. That's 112. And in case anyone's thinking of going on holiday to India this summer, it's useful to know that the emergency number there is 100.
Track 48. Good morning. I'm here today to give you a few tips about security on campus. We're not just here to prevent crime, but to make sure you're safe 24 hours a day. One of the services we provide for students who live on campus is to walk home with you if you need to cross the campus late at night. I mean, we all know the halls of residence are quite a long way from the library, don't we? So, for example, if you've been studying in the library till late and you're nervous about going home alone, all you have to do is ring campus security on 3333 and we'll send someone to make sure you're safe. Okay? By the way, another important thing to remember is the campus emergency number. We all know the national emergency number in the UK is 999. But when you're on campus and there's an emergency, you should call 3333. If you call 3333, you'll get through to our own staff right here on campus. They can react quickly and get to you faster than national services. Track 49. Section 2. You will hear a talk about safety in different regions. First, in the exam, you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 1 to 4. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here to talk to you about staying safe on holiday. Before I came this evening, I did a little research on where students like to go for their holidays and came up with 2 different regions, Latin America and India. So, I've been looking at the crime figures for both areas, and I thought I'd start by talking a bit about that. Then I'll give you some advice about how to avoid becoming a victim of crime. Okay, first of all, let's look at what kinds of crime are committed most in different regions. Okay, I'll start with India. Generally, India isn't thought of as a dangerous place for individuals, but there has been an increase in handbag theft in recent years. So keep an eye on your bag when you're out in the street. Right. Now, let's look at Latin America. Of course, you do realise that not all Latin American countries are the same, but it is true to say that guns are used in a high percentage of crimes across the region. Looking at the figures, it seems that gun crime is a serious problem throughout.
Before you hear the next part of the talk, in the exam you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 5 to 7. Track 50. Listen and answer questions 5 to 7.
I can see some of you are thinking that it all sounds rather dangerous, but I know lots of people who've been there and had a really great time. They followed advice from the authorities, like making sure they didn't wear expensive jewellery in the street. And I'd certainly advise anyone travelling to Latin America to do the same. Another thing you should be careful of is not to go to lonely places at night. But of course, that's the same anywhere. But I must say, you do have to be very careful in some parts of Latin America when you take your money out of a cash machine. Sometimes you find that thieves stand very close to people at cash machines and take their money as it comes out.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, in the exam you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 8 to 10. Track 51. Listen and answer questions 8 to 10.
Okay, so now I'll finish by talking a little bit about India. I've actually been to India, and I didn't have any feeling that it was dangerous at all. First of all, I went on an organised tour with a group of people. This is definitely the best way to go because it's so much safer. I mean, I didn't go anywhere without the group, and we had a tour guide who spoke the local language and knew the area. In fact, I remember now, she warned us not to go off with strangers, even if they seem nice and friendly. But again, you wouldn't do that at home either, would you?
That is the end of section 2. In the exam, you will have half a minute to check your answers.
Unit 5, Track 12.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our College Natural History Day. You've all got your programme for the day, but let me just give you a bit of information about your options for this morning's sessions, which begin at 9:30. Remember, you need to attend one of these sessions. All right, your first choice is called Dogs Might Fly, which will take place in room 27. Professor Keenan, who you may remember ran a workshop last year on how dinosaurs became extinct, will be giving a lecture on the evolution of animals. In particular, she'll be looking at how they may evolve in the future. and this will be followed by a group discussion where you'll get a chance to ask her questions and offer your own thoughts and opinions on this. So, if the evolution of animals is something you're interested in, head for room 27. We all know that animals communicate with each other, but what about flowers? Your second choice is a video presentation called Flowers Talk. This considers the possibility that plants and flowers do actually communicate with each other. The video is presented by Patrick Bell, who has just written a book on how plants adapt to their natural environment. So it should be very interesting. That will take place in the lecture room. Correct that, here in the main hall. We've had to move it because the lecture room is being renovated. The third choice is ideal for those of you who want to get a bit of fresh air. We've called it A World in Your Garden, which we thought was appropriate as it looks at the sort of things you can find just by stepping out of your front door. Anyway, for those of you interested in getting away from the classroom, Dr. Watkins will be taking you on a nature walk through the local park and will be telling you about some of the fascinating animals and plants that live and grow nearby. And it's a lovely day for a walk. The final option, well, you might want to avoid this one if you're frightened of things like snakes, as this is a hands-on workshop where you'll actually get a chance to handle these exotic creatures. It won't just be snakes, however. I believe Tom Howard, our resident reptile expert, has brought some other reptiles along for you to meet, including his pet tortoise Reggie, who is over 100 years old, and a pet lizard he calls Arthur. So, if you want to meet Reggie and his other reptile friends, head on over to the biology lab at 9:30. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. For those of you who don't usually use the biology lab, could I remind you that you need to put on one of the white coats by the door before you go in? OK, now we've got some students here from Bardwell College who have joined us.
Unit 5, Track 13.
OK, now we've got some students here from Bardwell College who have joined us for today's events. Hello to you all and welcome. Now, before our day begins, you'll need to get a guest badge, which you'll have to wear while you're on the college premises. You can get these from the administration office. To get there from the main hall, leave the hall by the door opposite reception, turn left, and just follow the corridor to the end. The administration office is on your right. Don't go any further, or you'll be in the sports hall. If you show your guest badge in the cafe, by the way, you'll get a 20% discount on drinks and sandwiches. To get there from the main hall, walk along the corridor between the main hall and reception and turn right. The cafe is through the first door on your left. Directly opposite the cafe, on the same corridor, is the student common room, where you can go to relax and perhaps meet some of our own students. If you have any valuables that you don't want to carry around with you, I suggest you put these in a locker. These are next to the sports hall, opposite the administration office. You can get a key for a locker when you get your guest badge from the administration office. And if you want to use our library, leave the main hall by the door opposite the one you came in, that's the door by the bicycle parking area, and walk to the end of the corridor. The library is through the door straight ahead of you.
Exercise 8. University Campus. Look at the map of the university campus. You will hear 5 sets of directions to a certain place. As you listen, follow the directions carefully. Then write the letters next to the names of the places below. Conversation 1. Susan is a new student. She goes to the university to register.
Excuse me, can you help me? I'm looking for the registration office.
Maybe I can. I think it's in the administration building. Are you a new student?
Yes, I am.
Well, look, here is the map of the campus. We're at the entrance now. The building we face is the Students' Union. The building on our left is the administration building.
Thank you.
With pleasure. Conversation 2. Susan comes out of the administration building and wants to buy some course books.
Excuse me, I'm a new student here. I'm looking for the bookstore. Do you know where it is?
The bookstore? Let me see. We are at the administration building. Do you see the gymnasium there? The one facing us on the left?
Yes. Is it the tall, white building over there?
Right. The bookstore is behind the gymnasium, between the cinema and the bank.
I see. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Conversation 3. Susan comes out of the bookstore and she plans to go to the tennis club.
Excuse me, could you tell me where the tennis club is?
Tennis club? I think it is in the sports center. When you go to the sports center, you will find a swimming pool. The tennis club is opposite it and next to the playground. You can't miss it.
Thanks a lot.
Conversation 4. Excuse me, I'm looking for the computer center. Could you tell me where it is?
The computer center. Yes, it's next to the library, opposite the recreation center.
Next to the library, opposite the recreation center.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you very much. Conversation 5.
Excuse me, could you tell me where the cafeteria is?
Oh, cafeteria? I think there is one in the recreation center.
Recreation center?
Yes. When you come to the recreation center, you will see 3 buildings there. The middle one has a cafeteria. You can see a big signpost there. You can't miss it.
Thank you very much.